What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Griffin Station Podcast. You got me, Sam, and Bri over here.
What's up, lads?
And we don't have as much news to go over, but there is still news to go over here.
Well, it's the week before.
That's true.
We are officially 1 week to the day that we will be playing Cold War whenever we're recording this. You will hear this on Monday, so it'll be like 3 days before you're actually playing it.
We work ahead. We don't procrastinate. Also, R.I.P. to our man's Matt. He cannot join us today because he has tested positive for the coronavirus.
He has also passed away.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. He is actually fine, but the doctors won't let him leave his house.
He's fine. We don't know why he tested positive, but he did.
He coughed one morning and he freaked out and went and got tested. But we will not dwell on that because we have
His penis is still 10 inches long, so that's what matters.
Shalong Dong.
We're not supposed to get sexual.
Okay.
That's why our All right.
Move away from
To the
sexuality.
news. Charlie Intel has released some information from Treyarch about the Prestige system.
Wow, that is weird. We have not had Prestige since 2 games ago, but it feels like a lifetime ago because Modern Warfare fucked leveling. Sam didn't play Modern Warfare, but it was just boring.
I did not realize there was no Prestige in the last game.
I just want to go on a tangent about Modern Warfare. Why did they get rid of Prestiges? I don't know. Because you got to level 55, and that's when you were done. And then you go to 155. But then you had to stop until the season was done, which I didn't understand. Just have you
like
go
Fortnite.
have you go infinitely, because to me, I'm the same way as a lot of people. If you it's just a number. You're not really unlocking anything. It's just a number, but it gives you something to like give you at least an incentive. Because in BO3, once you hit rank 35 on like BO3 zombies, I mean, you don't have to prestige, but you do it because it's just something else to like work towards. Mm-hmm. And that's why prestige needs to be in there, because it provides a sense of completionist.
Also, I mean, I didn't play Modern Warfare, but like, say if max level, what was the max level?
155.
155. If you hit max level 155, who's to say that like if it wouldn't have capped there, you could be like level like 500 or something.
Well, it says
that's a much bigger flex than if you're just 155. Because if you see a guy that's like prestige, like not even prestige, he's like level 32 or whatever, he's like, oh, okay, he's level 32. But if you see a person that's like prestige 8, level 32, you're like, oh crap, this guy's playing the game. It really, to me, just shows how like good you are and how much you have played the game. It's a flex on people, if you will. Mm-hmm. And that's something I feel like needs to be in there.
Which it says every season we will have 1,000 levels to go through. So it looks like the cap. It looks like the cap's going to be at 1,000. But if you're reaching level 1,000 in a season, you got to be playing every single day.
Yeah, basically what it says here is that the first 55 levels are going to be military ranks, so that's no prestige. But once you complete level 55, probably, you get Prestige 1, Season Level 1. So you Prestige 1, Level 1. And then every 50 levels, you'll hit the next Prestige. So once you hit level 50, you'll be Prestige 2, Level 50. Then once you hit level 100, it'll be Prestige 3, Level 100. And it'll keep going and keep going and keep going. And it seems like it just goes on forever until the season starts, right?
And, yeah.
The next season.
And you get rewards also. For like on Prestige 2, for season level 50, you get a weapon blueprint. And the same thing, every 50 levels, you're going to get something. There's an incentive to keep going. It isn't just a number.
Well, I'm sure there is a max level, but like...
Well, it said 1,000 per season.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And what's awesome about this, which, I mean, everybody knows this, is that it's XP across all game modes. So, whatever rank I am, is my rank everywhere. I can grind my level no matter what I'm playing.
I know. I'm glad. I can play zombies to my heart's content and not be behind in multiplayer. Like, I'm not going to hop in, everybody having a decked out M16 and me just sitting there with a little AK-47. Like,
plus, I suck at multiplayer. So if I come in with all my guns in multiplayer that I've gotten from zombies, my high level, people will think, oh my gosh, this dude's amazing. But then I suck. So, like, it might throw people off. But I still think it's good that
It's also not just cross game mode, it's cross game. You can be playing zombies and leveling up your Modern Warfare character.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
It's global leveling is what they call it. It's across Warzone, Modern Warfare, and Cold War. All of them. Now, things you earn, they said things you earn in Cold War can be used in Warzone, and things you earn in Modern Warfare can be used in Warzone. And Warzone's like the middle ground where everything can mix.
Yeah.
The Modern Warfare stuff cannot go into Cold War, and Cold War cannot go into Modern Warfare. The only exception to this is Frank Woods, because he is available.
Only through the pre-order.
Yeah. If you
Which we
pre-order, he's available in every game.
Which we did. And I like how they're, I mean, I don't know, they may have had this in Modern Warfare, but I like how there's season challenges, you know, just to get, you know, more rewards for yourself. Just, you know, more content.
Yeah. Also, in Warzone now, fuck it. You can have two separate MP5s. You can have the Modern Warfare MP5 as your primary, and the Cold War MP5
There
as your
you go.
secondary.
Yes.
You can.
That's
like,
what we need.
They showed a picture of the two AKs laying on the table, and they're like, "This is a good day to bring the Modern Warfare AK in and the Cold War AK in." They're not limiting you by the game you choose.
But yeah, I just like how they're bringing Prestige back. Like I said, it's just more of a flex deal. Like, Prestige technically never really helps you. Like, you don't have to Prestige. It's just, you know, show other people how much you've been grinding this game and how much they need to be scared of you.
For me,
Which in pubs you can talk trash with that level. So that's one thing I like as well.
Which for me, in BO3, I've hit Prestige Master twice. Yeah, I'm that guy.
Yes.
But the reason I did is
That guy
because
Brian.
every single time, it just gave me something to work towards. I'm playing zombies. I want to get Prestige
That's another
Master.
thing. It forces replayability.
It does force replayability, which, you know, that's the most important thing in these games is keeping you coming back. Because Modern Warfare, I didn't feel like I needed to replay it. I hit level 55, and then I hit 155, and I was just like, okay, I'm done. Because none of the season rewards, like, there's no real interesting skins. Now, I hate to say it, Fortnite, their season battle passes are so much better than Warzone's just because they have interesting things in them. But Warzone, the only thing you can really add is a gun. And they always add those at like level 20, so you just have to level up 20 times and you get your gun.
Yeah. I like the replayability aspect because it also, seeing that level, it gives you self-worth. You're just like, you know, I did that. I grinded. It's worth it to see the number. As little as it means, really, it gives satisfaction to see that number of how high your level is
also,
or however high your prestige is.
It's also had me do some late nights because I'll be like level 33. It's 2 a.m. I should go to bed. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to go to 35.
Bull send.
And I end up going for a high round on Horizon and forgetting I just got on the map to get to max level on 35 and then quit in the prestige. But
plus, this does give more incentive for people to play zombies. Maybe the way the leveling up works, it's a lot easier to get levels through zombies, therefore introducing more people to zombies. Be like, you know what, I just want to grind some levels, get some XP. I'm going to hop on zombies. More people playing zombies. Plus, zombies is free to everyone. So, just more and more people being able to play the mode, hopefully getting a bigger fan base to keep zombies from dying.
yeah, because back in BO3 and Infinite Warfare, my friends were all multiplayer jocks. They didn't want to play zombies because that was taking away from precious multiplayer time that they could be getting to the next prestige. But now it's all universal. So the same with, like, if my friends don't want to get off Modern Warfare multiplayer, I'm like, hey, you want to come play Cold War Zombies? And they're like, but Modern Warfare. I'm like, you're just going to level up in zombies the same as you would in Modern Warfare.
I guess brings us to what we were going to talk about next. I guess you ready to go there?
Yeah.
Is what we hope for Cold War Zombies. What we hope for it, how it will save or doom the zombies.
Die Rise Remastered.
Yes. Hey, Johnny J made it happen. I think we should at least see some sort of teaser. Maybe we get Die Rise Remastered, maybe we don't. But I think there needs to be like a calling card or something.
Give us the starting room as just a survival map.
I think it'd be cool if we got a calling card of just like the
cityscape.
billboard or the cityscape.
Yeah.
Just like the buildings in the background.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Kind of like how they had the nuclear family. That's funny too. But there's a lot of good things going in Cold War's way to where, like, if everything goes perfectly, if the maps are fun, the community's involved, everything goes right, this could, by every stretch of the imagination, be the biggest zombies game we've seen yet. Just because everything's open to players.
Well, I think it is already the biggest zombies game because of the upgrade systems. Like, everything can be upgraded. The field upgrades.
But I'm saying it
The
can be like the
perks.
most popular, though, because of how it's open to everybody and it's free to play.
And used to, people would get DLC 1, they play that map, and then it would dwindle down as the season went. Because by DLC 4, you probably have like a third of the player base playing zombies as was at launch. Because you have the people that stick with it and that just buy Call of Duty for zombies, which is us.
That's another thing that I'm really happy to see because, like, all my friends, whenever we first started playing zombies, they bought no DLC. It was starter map, on disc map only.
Town.
Exactly. And this leads me to BO2. When that's just transit, I mean, like, that strays a lot of your zombies fan base away.
That does not give a good impression. And I hate to say it, but Shadows doesn't give a good impression either.
It's a good map if you are a zombies fan and you've been playing
Shadows
it for
is a
while.
top 5 map if you're a zombies fan. But if you're not a zombies fan, you want to get into zombies, Shadows is probably the worst map to show anybody because you have squids, you have Margwas, you have aliens.
It makes no sense.
It doesn't. It's the problem with, I love Blundell. I love his maps, excluding E3BO4. But that's not really his fault. That is purely budget reasons. He did the best with what he could. But he was too story focused to where if you want to hop in and just play a game, you're getting shouted all these quotes at you that you have no idea what is going on.
That's just, that leads me to another thing I was hoping for Cold War was like maps for beginners. Like, let's face it, if any of you guys have a friend that you want to introduce to zombies, you aren't playing any of the new maps. You're not playing BO4. You're not playing anything non-Treyarch. You're definitely not playing IW, World War II, or Advanced Warfare.
The best one to get people into is Kino, which is where...
Kino or Town, honestly.
If you think back to where people started, most people will say Noct, Kino, or Town. After that, it got too complicated for launch. I think the launch map needs to be simple, where you can draw people in, and then start introducing complex.
BO3, I will give it to BO3, they had that simple map that like you would have beginners play on, but the only problem was it wasn't on disc.
It was locked behind Season Pass.
Exactly.
The Giant was the sole reason I got the Season Pass, because I was tired of wanting to play zombies, getting on Shadows, and having to do like a mini Easter egg to open up Pack-a-Punch. If I wanted to just chill, me and my friends, we played way more Giant than we did Shadows just because it was casual. You just hopped in and had fun, which is like, I like complex maps, but I also like having the option of just hopping on late night. You don't have to focus on anything. You just get a gun out of the box and you go kill some fucking zombies.
That's how you get people into the main map. Like, I always say, Transit's a poor example because Transit's a bad map. But, like, Town, if you have a map, a small mini-map inside the bigger map, you can have people play that. It's simple. There's just, like, 4 main perks, Pack-a-Punch, and they just survive. It's simple. It's not complex. Heck, you don't even need a power switch. People just can hop in and play zombies. And then, they get tired of that because eventually, the replayability of that does get old. Maybe they're like, you know what? I'm going to try the bigger map. And then they play the bigger map. They enjoy the bigger map. Then they're like, I want to play more zombies. And that's how you get more people.
Then they download the DLC.
Exactly.
And everybody's happy.
Which is free now.
It's all about escalation. You have something for beginners, you have something for moderate, and you have something for hardcore, so that way they can go through the steps.
Ever since BO2, the good maps that have been released have kept the zombies community together, but I feel like it really has never branched out. Like, the same people who were playing zombies 5 years ago are the same people playing zombies now. Like, there's no new people. Some people have, like, rised up and became more popular, like Crazy Rabbit, Tim Hansen, but they were playing zombies before. It just took till now for them to be popular.
Because everybody left, because zombies lost
if anything,
what it was.
Let's say, it's getting smaller, and there needs to be branch out to more players. And that's one thing that I also wanted to talk about for my hopes for Cold War is that it does branch out to new players and it becomes more popular, meaning like bigger streamers are playing zombies. Like one thing I really have hopes for is Noah J. Noah J, though zombies died, it allowed him to play more multiplayer, and he got bigger with multiplayer with Modern Warfare.
And now he can take those multiplayer viewers and bring them into zombies.
That, and he has multiplayer friends that like are popular streamers, and if he's just like, hey, if you feel bored one day, why don't we just play zombies together and we make a video? That person plays zombies, notices he really likes zombies, decides he wants to maybe make some zombies content on their channel. I'm not saying they become full-fledged zombies YouTubers, but that's just another person that's part of the community, creating more viewership, more fans, just an all-around better zombies community, which is what I want. Not that the zombies community is good, it's just not
It's not
popular.
BO3.
It's not
BO3,
popular.
there were so many. Zombies Chronicles was the most downloaded DLC because it brought all the old fans back. That's why. That's what Cold War needs to do. It needs to bring the old people back and also have stuff for new people. Mm-hmm. And then also have stuff for the people that have stayed on. It's hard to cater to all three of those, but that's why you separate it. Just make Noct in the map a simple survival map.
Yeah. And up the spawn rates, or at least make the spawn rates closer to Noct, so you don't have to wait 10 years on round one.
That is your beginner map. That just gets them in. Give them a mystery box. Give them the pack-a-punch or whatever. Or since the rarity thing, you probably don't even need a pack-a-punch, since you can just like the further you go, the better weapons you'll get out of the box. And then put a Wonder Fizz on the map, and boom, there's your survival map. Then your moderate is just the base of the actual map, the D Machina. And then your hardcore is the Easter egg.
I wouldn't even
side quests, like all that.
I wouldn't even think you'd need to go into the three things. Like you could just I don't think you need to have three maps. You can just have the small map and then the regular map. Honestly.
That's what I was saying. It's just for regular people, like you have the beginners, that's Noct. Regular people just plays the map, gets Pack-a-Punch, and survives. And then the expert people go for the Easter egg, the side quests, and what was that?
I don't know what that was. It was my fart. But no. It's really hard, I understand, to cater all those people. Because, like, let's face it, what we want, obviously we want the small basic survival map, but if D Machina was just that, we would all be disappointed. But that's where, like I said, just condense the map a little bit, break it down.
Give Noct its own. With that, the thing that sucks is Zombies Onslaught looks exactly like what we need. You hop onto a multiplayer map and just play zombies.
That's one thing, because I saw that, and it looks like there's like a circle you have to
follow the storm.
Now, I don't know how that's going to work, though. Like, I could see that being fun, but, like, I could also see it being, like, supposed to be, like, challenging. I don't know. As far as it being, like, a casual thing you hop into, I'm not sure about.
Well, I don't think...
Plus, it's also PS exclusive.
Until November 2021.
So, like, that also makes it... Oh, PlayStation wants money. But, like, that also... I don't think it's going to be that popular. I think it's just going to be one of those things.
It's going to be like Modern Warfare Survival, where you play it once and then you never touch it again. But then you still feel bad for people on Xbox and PC because they just don't have access to it. Hell, Xbox and PC still don't have... Or did they... They probably just got access to Survival like a few weeks ago from Modern Warfare.
Yes. But back to, like, the whole... small map Nocturne Totem. It made me think of one thing I fear for Cold War is, like, I don't want them to do what BO4 did, which this isn't what made BO4 maps bad. It was just kind of disappointing.
The engine is what made them bad.
Yeah. It was the remakes. I'm fine with this whole Noct remake because, like, Noct's a small enough map, and it looks like there's so much more to it that, like, it's not really a remake. It's more of a map that just wanted to pay to Nocturne Totem.
Most of what we've seen is not even Noct. We've seen barely anything in Noct.
Yeah. It's just, like, I don't want the maps in the future to be, like, just remakes over and over again. Like, I want original maps. Like, the Chaos maps. No, they may not be the greatest, Voyage of Despair. I mean, 9 and Ancient Evil is okay, but, like, Voyage of Despair is not the greatest. Though they might not be the best, they were at least a new place to go to. Mm-hmm. Like, we don't know where this is.
Titanic's a cool setting.
It's a cool idea. It's just, wasn't implemented very well. But that's BO4's problem. If they just made remakes, that wouldn't have been the problem. They have much other things that
They
cause
scraped
problems.
butter over too much bread. They spread themselves way too thin. Like, whenever we heard that we were getting 3 maps at launch, we were like, yes, this is going to be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't think about,
Sustainable.
are they overextending their reach? Like,
Yeah.
are they doing too much? Which, for that one, they did have the extended development cycle because they got an extra year.
Yeah.
And then they also revealed we were getting classified, so it was 4 maps at launch, which was awesome because, like, you had the community. Everybody was doing different things. There was unique content everywhere because everybody was making guides for different things. Like, you watch Mr. Raffle Waffles. I think he did. I think most people focused on 9 first. And then, like, story people focused on Blood obviously. But gameplay people gravitated towards 9 because that one was just it was like your classic zombies. You hopped on, you had fun.
It's just, I don't know. I kind of look at that and I'm like, they shouldn't have done that because they could have kept the zombies community so much more involved if they just were like, we'll release Voyage at launch. Then we'll wait, like, say, a few weeks or a month. Then we'll release 9.
I feel like it should have been 9 and Blood. You can do 2 maps.
2 maps isn't bad. 2 maps isn't bad. It's just, that's one thing. You want to sustain. I want there to never be, like, a time where we're like, well, what do we do for content today? Like, I don't want it ever to come to that. I always want the zombies community to be excited for something, whether it's something coming out now or coming out like weeks from now. It's just something to talk about. Get the zombies community talking. That's what I want to happen.
Now we're still playing Shadows to this day. It's been
That's
5
true,
years.
yeah.
We're recording this on the 5-year anniversary of BO3.
That's true.
And we are still playing Shadows
That's
to
true.
this day.
If you want to hop on zombies and have a good experience, you have to hop on a game that's 5 years old.
Which sucks.
Yes.
You know, sometimes I'll be like, you know what? I'll play BO4. And then I get on and I play one round and I'm like, I don't want to play BO4.
It's just like, it's like whenever you go to exercise sometimes, it's just like, you know what, I think I'll exercise today. Then you go there and you're just like, I really don't feel like this.
And that's how BO4...
Sorry to all the healthy people.
Playing it feels like a chore. And if you're playing a game and it feels like a chore...
It's not a game.
It's not a game.
It's hell.
Now,
no.
I'm going to wait a little bit to my Cold War review because whenever BO4 came out, within 2 weeks I was Prestige Master because I loved it. I loved launch BO4. It was probably the happiest I'd ever been as a Zombies player. There was so much stuff to do, so much stuff to get. The Easter egg ending fucking crippled me emotionally, seeing Rick Toffin die. Of course, it wasn't the Rick Toffin I cared about, but it was still sad.
Yes.
And just the storyline hype, the amount of things you could do, 4 maps to play. I was never bored because if I got bored of Blood, I went to Classified. Got bored of Classified, went to 9. You know? And I played so much, I was Prestige Master within 2 weeks. But then after that 2-week mark,
No.
just it hit me like a brick wall that this game, it just didn't have the feel
It
of
needs
BO3.
to be more gameplay based, which I think it is, because the BO4 maps, they were a lot like Easter egg based. Like if you were hopping on any of the maps other than maybe like 9,
9's not
You
Easter
were-
egg based.
doing pretty much, you're hopping on it just to do the Easter egg or something. Like you're not hopping on to do anything else.
It took forever to get the
Because
Magma
you
Gat.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's no other map you can just hop into and play zombies. 9 you can, but all the other maps are like very Easter egg based. And that's okay to have maps like that, but there needs to be the casual like survival maps where you can just hop in and kill zombies.
And 9 was
Which we
that,
have
but we
talked
had
about earlier.
one. You had one map, and then if you got the season pass, you got Classified. But you had to get the season pass to get another survival map. And those 2 maps were the only ones we got that were a little bit more casual friendly. BO3, it swapped. You had Shadows, not casual. Horizon, pretty casual. Zetsubo, not. Garad, pretty. And then Revelations, probably a little too casual.
I don't even know, because like if you go through the BO3 maps, Shadows is definitely not casual.
Zetsubo's definitely
The
not
Giant
casual.
was casual.
But it's a World of War
But-
map.
I mean, as far as that doesn't really bother me because it wasn't supposed to be like, when you think of the Giant, you don't think of it like in the mainstream BO3 maps.
That's why I never really count it whenever you're ranking BO3 maps. 'Cause
Exactly.
Even though it's simple, I would probably rather play Zetsubo just because there's more to do.
They made the mistake of it being like they kind of hit it in a way because like it's not a DLC, it's not on disc. You have to buy it through the season pass. It was kind of hidden from people in a way.
Okay, here's what they should have done.
Whoa,
they should have had it.
Hey, let me finish my point.
Sorry.
And then as far as the other BO3 maps, other than the giant, like, Horizon can be casual, but, like, everything's probably, like, really daunting to players because, like, it doesn't look simple.
You don't have to get the bows, and the Pack-a-Punch is super easy to get. You just hit 2 things, and it's there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why. And the Panzer can be taken out easy. The Panzer's way better to deal with like, a Brecci or a Dingo than any bow.
But the problem with Horizon, though it may be casual player friendly, any casual fan base got killed with Shadows.
Yeah.
For all the DLC.
Horizon should have came first. I will say it.
Horizon, though that storyline wise, it makes no sense for Horizon to come first. But as far as what the fans would want, I feel like Horizon would be fine. Because, like, you hop on Horizon, and like I said, it might be... I mean, we will never know because, like, no casual player probably has ever really played Horizon. But, like, you hop on, you play it. It's not like it's really hard to survive. There's a lot of open areas up until power. You flip the power switch on. You walk around the map. Hold square on the Pack-a-Punch pieces. You got Pack-a-Punch. As long as power and Pack-a-Punch are easy to obtain and there's open places to train, it's a casual map.
Zetsubo was the opposite of that. Power... I had to look up. I could not get power my first time playing that map. I don't know. I guess I may just be retarded. I don't know. But you have to get buckets. You have to get those buckets within a certain time frame. Then you got to run to the bunker. Then you got to do that. Then you got to go underwater. You got to kill all the zombies. On my first time, I made it underwater. Didn't know you had to kill all the zombies. I thought it was a time thing. So I'm sitting here saving my ammo because I have a MR6 still. And I'm just swimming around, just waiting, and then waited for 5 minutes, and then I got cornered and died. And then I looked it up and said you had to kill the zombies, which of course you probably should have. That's my mistake. But still,
you didn't kill the zombies.
No, I was just training them around.
It was a lockdown step. Like, why? Like, I understand.
It's because I had an MR6. You think I'm just gonna sit down there?
Well, I understand. I understand if you were like, "Oh, I'm just swimming down here because like I'm trying to look for something." But like the doors were closed, you were stuck down there. To me, I'm like, "Well, I have to."
I thought it was just a time sequence. My first time.
Well, I guess you could think it's time sequence
because it doesn't make sense because you kill the zombies and then the web breaks. So I'm like,
yeah, I don't know. Zetsubo doesn't make a lot of sense, anyways.
I like Zetsubo. It's
the worst
shitting
on Zetsubo.
I know. I can shit on things I like. Okay,
you like my girlfriend. What?
Yes, but it's not like I'm shitting on it because it's bad. Like Voyage. Mm-hmm. It's because I'm shitting. I recognize its flaws. It's still a good map, but it does have flaws. Every single map has flaws. There's no perfect map.
I feel like we keep reiterating ourselves just because we kind of get off topic, but like casual maps need to be in the game. It doesn't need to be like a forefront. Like I don't think they need to focus all their attention to casual players because let's face it, casual players they might stick around, but there's a far less chance of them sticking around than like veteran players like us. So I think they do need to more cater to us, but there needs to be something to show an effort of bringing those people in because otherwise you're never going to get more fans.
You need to have something that you can like take your friends and be like, hey, let's play zombies. You don't have to go through. You don't have to be like, okay, stand here. I'm going to go do
That's
this,
another
this,
thing,
this,
yes.
This. You need to just have a map where you can hop on and just kill zombies with your friends.
That's
Roston House.
That's another thing. Like so many maps, especially if you're playing with new people that don't know what you're doing. Like for example, when me and Brighton first did the Revelations Easter egg, I had no idea what I was doing because I tried to do half of it and then I got stuck on the little Arnie throwing part and I was just like, I'm not doing it. Which isn't the Easter egg, so kind of poor example, but still. I was what we like to call, and everyone calls, training bitch. You wait till the end of the round, you're like, okay, Sam, train the last zombie, I'll do all the Easter egg steps. As a new player, if that's part of the map just to get Pack-a-Punch open, or
if you're a new player and you're running around in circles for 10 minutes, you're not going to play zombies again.
You're going to be like, because that's what happened with one of my friends. Granted, it was World War II zombies. I was trying to get Pack-a-Punch open, and I'm like, okay, you wait here. I'm gonna run around, run through these pipes, go through these pipes so I can get pack punch open. I'm gonna turn these valves so I can get power on. And that's one of the things he was telling me as he was training. He's like, man, Sam, I just want to kill zombies. Why am I doing this? Let's play multiplayer, which for World War II, also not a good option. I mean, playing World War II is not a good option.
World War
anyways.
II, the only thing
But this
you're
was
doing-
2017. Don't blame me, okay?
World War II, the only thing you're doing is a campaign, and the campaign is a little too
Final Reich
dramatic.
Final Reich wasn't awful.
It was
The only good thing I will say about it is that this casual Easter egg was cool.
okay. D Machina looks like an offspring of Final Reich because,
Well,
from
yeah.
the leaked screenshot, it said up in the top left below your mini map, there will be a mini map in zombies. It had an objective. It said gain access to the facility. So is it going to show us? Is there going to be a casual and is there going to be a hardcore?
I would honestly like that. I would like it because it gives people who who have played zombies before, other than first of all, it gives people who aren't hardcore players, like Easter egg guys, something to strive for in the map other than just surviving. They're just like, oh, okay, well, I'll do the mission of the map. And maybe they get an ending that's not don't give them the actual ending. Give them a smaller part or an ending that isn't as good as the full ending. And then the full ending, you get what's canon with the story and gets the real full impactful ending, you know? But I like the casual Easter egg. It kind of it lets you get your foot in the water with Easter eggs.
I like to just hop on World War II and do the casual Easter egg sometimes, just because it's simple. You know, same thing I do with Horizon. You know, but
You casually hop on World War II. I find that unlikely.
I've done it 3 times in the past 3 months.
That's actually more than I expected. I don't think I've done that Easter egg 3 times. So,
Well,
actually, I think I have. I've done it exactly 3 times, actually. I
It's
think.
just because you're playing
Once with you and
zombies.
2 by myself.
It's just you're playing zombies and you're like, what do I want to play? And then I'll load up World War II and I'll play it and I'll be like, you know what, let's do this. And then before I know it, I'm at the end of the Easter egg and I'm like, fuck it.
I know we kind of strayed off topic,
We stray off topic a lot.
which is fine. Hopefully our fan base understands this. We don't really have a fan base yet, so I guess we can kind of do whatever.
Yes.
But back to what I want to see happen with Cold War and the community. I want to see E4C 3. I want to see it come back. Because I've watched the old streams, and it is awesome. Just to see the competitiveness, and then obviously it is competitive, but then it's also chill, because if you win anything, it doesn't really matter. They're just trying to raise money for charity, which is another awesome thing, is that they're doing all this for charity. I just think it would be cool to be able to bring that back. Plus, they would get to throw in new maps, unlike what the past 2 E4Cs had. All they really had was, I guess E4C2 had the Chronicles maps, but that was it.
Yeah, but
This will have Cold War maps. Maybe if they're feeling risky, they'll throw in some BO4 maps. You know,
IW,
probably not, but maybe as a wild card.
you throw in Spaceland.
Plus, if you guys help us out, we'll be a part of the next E4C if there is
Can
one.
you put in a good word for us?
Yes,
Okay.
but that would be cool to see. Just more things bring the zombies community together, and it'd be just another exciting thing to watch. Once BO5, Cold War Zombies, once the DLC season ends, it's just you have this, let's do an E4C. And then you're like, you know what? Hopefully next year we'll get to do the same thing. And maybe E4C after that, if it does happen, maybe it is something that only happens when a new Treyarch game comes out. Maybe it's not a yearly thing. Maybe it's an every other year thing. That would be fine. I just want to see it come back. Same with ZWC. It's kind of the same thing, just more.
We need more community events that bring
Yes.
the community together.
Because when was the last time the community ever got together for anything? Tog der Toten? For something that we were actually excited about. All of us were excited for the BO4 DLCs, but we all knew in our minds, this is probably just going to suck. We're only watching this and playing this
To see how it ends.
Exactly. That's the only thing we were excited about was the story. Granted, I think the story for BO4 was good. I think the story was good. Maps, not so much.
No.
So I guess
it's
for
budget
story-based maps, they did what they needed to, right? I guess
Yeah.
they did what they wanted to, right? It's just we kind of want gameplay first, personally.
Yeah.
But yeah, But the last time people ever, like, the entire zombies community got excited, I guess, is the real launch of BO4, which was, what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2018.
Yep. And quickly got overshadowed because that game sucked, and games like Red Dead 2, Spider-Man, and God of War were, like, top-tier games.
Well, it sucked because Red Dead 2 and BO4 came out in the same week. So, like, I played a lot of zombies, but I was also playing a lot of Red Dead 2.
Which also hurt BO4 because they were like, we need to release this as soon as possible. And then blue screens.
I'm pretty sure they only moved it up to
Also-
October because of Red Dead 2.
Also, I don't know how it's going to work with the PS5. Maybe it'll be a different screen. Maybe it'll be a different error loading message. But no,
Green screen?
we don't want blue screens. Make sure, I don't care if the game has to get delayed back like a month or two. No blue screens. I don't want to be playing the game and be like, hey guys, so we're about to go in the boss fight. Boom, blue screen. At NoahJ456. I don't want that to happen. I don't want it to happen to any streamer either. Like, I think every once in a while is funny, but like when it's all the time.
When it's I attempted Blood of the Dead once. I've never gone back because I got to the fucking bird step. And if you've done the Easter egg, you know why that step is horrible. Because you have to look around for a bird that just has so many spawn points.
Arlington?
Shut up. Okay?
Sorry, spoilers! I'm sorry.
And it's just, it sucks. And then we got him, and as soon as we were done, crash. And it just took everything out of me. I think that was one of the last times I actually consistently played BO4. I was done with the game.
Another thing that I was hoping for is just all around hype for zombies. Meaning, like, I remember back in the day when you'd watch people play, and it was just like pretty much every single day or like every other day, they would just be playing a zombies map. Maybe not necessarily the newest map, but maybe they'd hop on and just play an early map. Play like Kino or something. Just chill and play a map and just talk to their viewers. And people were interested because they were interested in zombies. That's one thing I want to see is just more zombies getting more attention and people uploading more zombies content because the viewership is there. That's what I want to see.
Zombies needs a comeback. I really think if this game flops and is horrible, I don't think zombies will be there because to Activision, it's just a game mode that's dead. Nobody's going to want to play it. It's a waste of resources that they could make more things for Warzone.
That's why it's free this year, I feel like, is because they don't feel like a lot of people would probably buy the DLCs. So they're just like, in a last-ditch effort to help zombies out, we're going to make it free for everybody.
Plus, it would just be weird if they had the battle pass and then you also had to pay for the zombies map.
Yeah. Plus, I kind of agree with, I think, what Lex said. If this launch map sucks, then DLC 1 sucks. I don't feel confident that they'll make it all the way through the DLC season. Now, they might because it's free. And honestly, most of the maps might be finished, and since it is free, they'll might be just be like, what the heck, we'll throw it there. But like, if zombies doesn't do well, if the maps aren't fun, nobody wants to play it, it's probably never going to come back.
I think by the time the game launches, DLCs 1 and 2 are done. And they just need polishing to like glitches and stuff. 3 and 4 are still being worked on, so I think if it sucks, we will see 1 and 2. And then if the reception is not well, they will probably just take all development time away from those zombies map. They may finish 3, maybe give it an ending, not like Ancient Evil.
Yeah.
We're still waiting on that
I think
cliffhanger.
They might give us an ending, or at least like release comics or something just to show the ending, because like, I don't think they're going to leave zombies completely just on a cliffhanger.
But if it's not good, they're just going to take those developers and make more stuff for other content.
Yeah, and then it's going to be sad to see, because if it does die, like, there's going to be YouTubers like Mr. T. Lexify, Mr. Raffle Waffles.
They will be out of jobs.
They will have to find something else to play, because, like, those guys pretty much rely only on zombies. Like, people like Noah and Dalek kind of are just Call of Duty YouTubers now. They used to be just zombies, but now they're kind of just
Noah's amazing at Warzone. So he integrated well into Warzone because he was just good, so people watched him regardless of if he was zombies. I haven't seen Lex or Waffle Waffles play multiplayer.
I mean, I have,
I
but
can't.
like, that's just 'cause it was
I
out.
don't think that they're not that tier. They're great at zombies, but
Yeah.
I don't think they're at the tier of multiplayer that like Noah or any multiplayer centric YouTuber is.
Yeah, because I mean, I think it might. I mean, it'll just go back to customs, and as great as some of the custom maps are, like Leviathan or the new Doris that came out.
There's only so much you can do.
Yeah, and like people, there's no hype off that.
And then
Like the
there's
only
interest.
people that are going to be hype off that is just the zombies fans,
The hardcore
zombies fans.
Now
that are with
I'll
it.
watch an occasional custom map, but the thing is,
It's not
to
the
me,
same because I can.
Yeah.
I mean, like I guess we have PCs, we can play it, but like you got to go out of your way, download it, then you realize you'll probably only play it like 2 or 3 times, maybe do the Easter egg, and then that's probably it.
And the thing about the custom maps is they all follow the set formula because they just whenever they play it,
There's
they
nothing
read off
new
a
in
document. They read off a document what to do, and it's just boring to watch. Like it's fun to hear them like joke around and play zombies, but it's also just boring. It's not like watching them play a new map
Because they know nothing about it.
exactly.
And then like people get hyped because of World's First. There's all these streams of people trying to figure out the Easter egg, what to do. Then there's the storyline because like stuff in the game actually goes with the storyline. There's just custom maps are cool for like filler in between zombies. Yeah, in between games, in between zombie map releases. But like it's not gonna carry the
Custom
zombies
maps have been
community
holding the zombies community up
for the past year.
because there's been nothing since TOG.
I do think, though, I do believe. I guess I don't fully believe. I just think it'd be really cool that if Zombies dies, meaning all the Zombies maps, or at least the most of them, are crap this year, I think what they should do, at least, is bring back at one final EE for C. One final.
Send off.
Exactly. That'll be the send-off of Zombies, and that'll be that, and Zombies will just be the game where people are feeling nostalgic, like, hey, let's play some Zombies today. Like, that's what it'll be.
You know how Activision could make a shit ton of money? You put BO1, BO2, BO3 zombies, and maybe BO4 zombies all in one game.
And
You
just
just
Zombies
sell it.
maps.
Yeah, just Call of Duty zombies. You sell that.
I could see
you
them
just-
doing that, maybe.
It's just porting the game to new consoles. That's all you got to do. I don't think it'd be that expensive, and that would literally make it would be like Zombies Chronicles again. It would be like probably one of the best selling CODs of all time. Just because you have all the old people who are like, hey, I remember Kino and all these maps. Like, let's get that.
It's just, it'll be really sad to see because, like, it'd be one thing if I feel like they were actually, like, all out of ideas, but I feel like there is so much potential for the game mode that just hasn't been tapped, and there is a formula to it. Custom map creators have figured it out. It's just, can the developers figure it out is the thing.
Now, if developers release some of those custom maps, we wouldn't think they're that good. But it's the fact that
Yeah.
singular people made
Yeah,
these maps.
I guess. Yeah, you're
And
right.
it shows that if one person can do this, why can't a team do something that is
Even better.
just so much better?
It's just it'll be sad to see because like I don't think that zombies should be dead. I think there is a way to revive it. I think there is a way because they've done it in the past. They've made good zombies maps in the past. I feel like it's very possible to continue to make new zombies maps. It's just it's going to be more, I feel like, Treyarch killing zombies than what it'll be of just the unpopularness of it. Because like certain games like Fortnite have gone downhill, not because of the developers necessarily, more of just because, like, I mean, it's 3 years old. It's kind of been
The content,
same
there's only
thing
so much you
essentially.
can do.
Exactly, but this, I feel like there's so much they could do still. They just haven't done it. But the thing is, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful because it seems like they're bringing back enough
There's-
stuff from the
there's
past,
There's so
keeping
much
it with new stuff, and just making it to where it could be good for everyone. What?
There's so much transparency too with the way this zombies will play.
Mm-hmm.
They have told us how everything is going to work. Before BO4 came out, we knew jack shit other than the settings of the 3 maps.
Because they knew, but let's face it, if we would have known going into BO4 everything about it, none of us would have been hyped about it. Pretty much every perk that we know, gone. Jug mainly. You get specialists to start with, 4 hits all the time.
It was 3 hits at launch.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
forget.
right. It was 3 hits at launch.
They had to patch it.
And just, like, so much stuff has changed. Like, I tell my friends, I'm like, BO4 doesn't even feel like Treyarch. It felt like...
A ripoff.
It felt like... It just felt like another non-Treyarch game. Like,
But
that's
I thought the other non-Treyarch games were better.
That's where, like, I'm kind of agree with you. It fit well with Chaos. Because, like, I mean, like, that was kind of something new anyways. I mean, it fit well. It still would have benefited better from the original system.
It felt like those maps were designed with the system in mind, and then the Ether maps were still trying to cling on to BO3's mechanics.
Like, I respect the risk, but it did not pay off. Similar to Transit, but, like, I guess you could say arguably worse, because at least they saved that game mode. Thank you, Jason Blundell.
Thank you.
But he also was the reason why this one died. Well, not the sole reason, but, like...
Budget, Activision.
Budget didn't make him take away Jug, though.
Well, I don't think he got to implement his vision well, because a lot of his developers were like, Activision's like, go make Blackout. Because Fortnite took off, and they're like... And Fortnite took off in 2017.
Look.
And, Fortnite took off in 2017. Black Ops 4 came out in 2018. They said that they had worked on campaign for a year, and then Activision made them scrap it, moved all campaign developers, and took developers from everything to make Blackout real quick. That's why Blackout sucked, that's why multiplayer sucked, and that's why Zombies sucked, is because nothing got the full development it needed.
Call of Duty without a campaign. Like, what is that?
What do you market?
Like, I don't understand. Like, that's one thing I was hopping on. I was like, obviously I was most hyped about Zombies, but I was like, I'll play the campaign. I think, like, I don't even know if I noticed there wasn't a campaign until like a week after I got it, because I was just playing Zombies, and I was like, you know what, I'll play the campaign. I'm kind of getting tired of playing some of these same Zombies maps all the time. I'm gonna give it a break for a little bit, hop on some campaign, and then there was no campaign.
There were
it was just like Blackout, LOL, JK.
There were specialist missions.
That's not campaign.
In multiplayer maps, and then you got a cutscene, and that was it. That was literally it. And the cutscenes were great.
Were they?
Have you seen them?
They
look amazing. And it makes you think.
Also, cinematic cutscenes. I have nothing against the comic book style, but like, cinematic is way better.
I just don't get the same amount of connection.
Like, what's like a really heartfelt movie that's good? Shawshank. Let's make Shawshank animated. Do you feel the same way? Would you feel the same watching it if it was animated?
I feel like half the people that would listen to this are gonna be like, "What the fuck is Shawshank?" Okay, let's think of something better. Do you think The Dark Knight, if it was a comic book, animated comic book, that it would have the same grip as actually seeing a 3D thing? Like, obviously, Dark Knight was filmed in real life, obviously, but it just... Red Dead Redemption 2, that ending, comic book, it would have sucked. You know?
Yeah.
You can't get the same amount of shock value and connection seeing art than you can seeing an animated
in-game
model. Yeah.
Iron Man dying, if it's comic book where he's just like moving slightly, not like fluently, it wouldn't be
jarring.
The same.
It takes you out because you're looking at
Iron Man dies in Endgame. I'm sorry, spoilers.
Some guy, he's just now starting the MCU.
Me and Bryce saw it opening night.
Whoa. I was next to Sam.
I was next to Bryce.
Okay, before we get started on the MCU, this is not an MCU podcast. Let's go back
Should we
to
make
zombies.
it an MCU? No.
we make another. Let's start recording after this. Okay.
Stark Tower.
Okay, Stark Tower Zombies map. Okay, seriously.
Custom Zombies map. Okay, back to zombies. What were we talking about?
Okay, back to... I know what I was thinking earlier. We were talking about BO4 and how after 2 weeks, I just hit a brick wall. Mm-hmm. And I'm just scared with this progression system that once you're done with it, what is there going to be to do?
I feel like the progression system, though, is long enough to suffice. Like, you got to think...
Until you get to a new...
You're progressing in, obviously, overall level. You're level progressing in guns. You're progressing in perks. Then on top of that, you also have the stuff that you can get in the map. And the stuff you can... Like, the map in itself, just the replayability of how fun the map is.
The battle pass.
The battle pass as well. I mean... I think you'll, as far as that, you're saying, like, progression and hitting a dead stopping point, maybe if you're one of like the big YouTubers who's literally going to be playing the game 24 hours all day, every day, I don't think you're going to be affected by that much.
Well, also, they released a proto roadmap. It doesn't really tell us anything, but it does say that once season 1's out, we will get a new zombies game mode. This doesn't mean it's new, as in never seen before, or is it new to Cold War? Like, are we going to see Grief, Rush, Gauntlet? Like, are we going to see those come back?
I would be fine to see Grief come back.
I
would also Gauntlet
implemented
cool.
well.
Gauntlet is a cool idea. I love Gauntlet. I shouldn't say I love Gauntlet. The only problem I have with Gauntlet is
It's on BO4.
That and some of the challenges are kind of ridiculous. Like, the way that I noticed this major whenever I was watching like Tim Hansen do his gauntlets. They make you, the way the gauntlets are set up is you almost, if you want to complete them, you have to like have the spreadsheet of all the steps, all the challenges with you. Otherwise, you're not going to beat it because you have to prepare for some of them. I think it shouldn't be like that to where like you have to prepare rounds ahead for the next challenge.
Now, I think,
unless like in the game it tells you what the next round.
Now, I think that you shouldn't just be able to play it once and beat it. Like, it needs to be like, oh, I got to round 10, need to get to round 15, like actual zombies, like, you know, you get better. But it doesn't need to be like that where you literally have to prepare rounds in advance. Like, you
do want to prepare rounds in advance?
No, it needs to tell you what the next round's challenge is.
Yeah,
if you have to prepare 3 rounds in advance, it's too much. But like, it can't be where you can just play through it and then you can beat it in one go because there's no sense of reward. Like, if you beat it in one go, then you're not going to feel as accomplished as like you've been trying for like if you're on your 3rd try and then you do it and you're like, fuck yeah. Like, if they bring Gauntlet back, it doesn't need to be like BO4 to where it's a little too much, leans a little too heavy into the like, oh, it's like, you can, but should you?
Mm-hmm.
You need to rein yourself in, which BO4 didn't. They changed too much. We need change in zombies, but you don't need to change it as much as BO4 did.
Because, like, there'd be some challenges where you'd have, like, it would be later, it'd be like round 25. You'll have, say, I don't know, 20k points. And then it'll be like, if you have more than 5,000 points, then you will start decreasing health. So it just, like, it makes it to where you have to
You're not going to be able to spend that
you have
many
to
points.
backtrack, and then on top of that, like, there'll be other challenges that require you to have Easter egg steps done by that round. And like, if the other previous challenges haven't had you do anything towards the Easter egg, then you'd be screwed. You'd be like, oh crap, we can't do all these Easter egg steps by the end of this round. Mm-hmm. And then you just have a strike against you, and then depending on where you're at, you may just never be able to complete that. So like, that's the problem with that. If they're gonna have challenges that make you have to prepare for them, the challenges should force you to prepare. Like, if I need to do step 3 of the Easter egg on round 15, then some of the challenges before that need to be step 1 and 2 of the Easter egg.
Yeah, like the challenge, like earlier you said, like if you have above 5,000
that's one thing they force you to backtrack, which isn't
if you have
as bad
5,000
because
points,
I understand it's a challenge.
The challenge before needs to be like spend this many points.
Plus, that's not really a challenge. That's just like saying, okay, we want you to have no points. Like, that's ridiculous.
They're trying to bottleneck you for the next thing.
Which, I mean, I understand, but like, I feel like it's, I don't know. I feel like there's better ways of doing it.
It's a primitive way to introduce a challenge. Mm-hmm. Like, they're only using that round's challenge.
Plus, some of them you could tell was just filler. Like, on 9, one of the challenges was survive 9 minutes. That's not a challenge. We were doing that anyways. We didn't hop into zombies to be like, oh,
we're going to die. A 9-minute round. That one sucked because that means usually you can complete the round in however fast you can do it. But that one literally just forces you to run around
for
9 minutes. And it just sucks because you're like, I don't want to waste all my ammo. But then you're like, but also it's boring just running around.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's a problem with Gauntlet. But I feel like that could be easily solved. Just make new fun challenges that are hard but aren't ridiculous. Don't force you to have to like have the spreadsheet pulled up. Origins. That's just the Origins Easter egg. We like Origins. We like Origins.
That's upgrading the ice stuff. The other ones you can maybe memorize. Not
Maybe.
the church. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. You
The
really
real-
have to play.
the
You
re-
have to study to memorize the ice.
The real question that we must all ask ourselves is, will Cold War bring so much hype that Z House 2021 will be coming?
I don't know. I don't know if Z House. I don't know if they do it in the COVID.
MC Sports Hawk said that if the other people were down, he would be down. But he says he seriously doubts everybody else would be down.
I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, that's just
COVID for sure probably puts a guarantee that it won't.
That's a
happen.
hold. That's at least a hold.
But I think it would be cool to have a Z House.
I
Doesn't
think
necessarily have to have the same cast. No. But I do think it would be cool to have another Z House.
If we got Z House, it would be the next Treyarch COD. Because there's no way, even if this whole COVID thing ended,
JC and Noah. Z House. They just move in together.
we need a sitcom with JC and Noah
Yes.
just goofing around.
What we need to see is Call of Duty Zombies into the multiverse, kind of like the Spider-Man one, where you have the current guy. What's the new guy's name? The current Jason Blundell? We don't know, but he's there, whoever he is. And then you have Blundell and Zelensky come back, and they make the final map.
No, what we need a map with them playable. And
With
then
them
also-
playable? Yes.
And then also, what is Wunderhaar?
David Vonderhaar.
Vonderhaar, that's what it was, yeah. We need those 4 playable.
Will we get the Firebow tutorial?
He already uploaded it.
He titled 2 videos with the Firebow tutorial. One of them is Lex dancing to the Tombstone jingle, and the
Yes,
other
he-
one is a meme video.
See, but those are tutorials. He technically uploaded the Firebow tutorial.
He titled 2 videos called the Firebow tutorial.
People said
But-
upload Firebow tutorial, so he.
Well, we
uploaded-
want the actual. I still do. This is 2020. I have no clue how to make the Firebow. We were going to do the 4-player Horizon Easter egg. We're like, oh, okay. Brighton got Stormbow. I got Wolfbow. Matt got Voidbow. Rip Matt. And Josh, who doesn't know how to play zombies anyways, is like, yo, how do you get the Firebow? And all of us are just like, we have no fucking clue. You know why?
find
Because
it out,
Noah
Josh.
J456 didn't tell us.
I like how I'm sitting here thinking, like, how do people find this shit out? But, like, we're moving into Zombies YouTuber territory, and we're going to have to find this shit out.
That's true. Here's our plan. We'll let you guys in on a secret. We're going to try to get first in the world, but here's how we're going to do it. We're going to watch every single stream, and we're going to watch them progress in the Easter egg. We're going to do
follow them.
everything that they do and pause and wait till they find the next step. Then we're going to do it and continuously do that until they get into the boss fight. Then we're going to immediately get into the boss fight. And once we get into the boss fight, it is 50-50 who happens to defeat it faster.
And we'll start live stream and be like, okay, we're
in
going
the
into
boss
this boss fight. We'll get blue screen. They'll get first in the world, and we will be a forgotten memory.
First of all, if we happen to beat the boss fight first attempt, I would be proud of myself.
I would too. Who knows how hard this boss is going to be?
We'll do on solo near-death experience. You can't die.
We need near death back so I can do that.
Not on launch. If you use, I don't know. I feel like that takes away from the risk factor in boss fights for launch. Like if I'm just wanting to play and I just want to get the worm for Grod Crovey because the boss fight's insane unless you have in plain sight. Why aren't you running in plain sight in the Grod Crovey boss fight?
Near death's just. How did they think that was balanced in solo?
Well, they probably didn't think about it on solo. Honestly, whoever released it was probably just like, fuck it. Who cares?
Both fuck it.
I don't know. It's very useful if you suck at boss fights. Literally, what I did, my very first time beating Zetsubo no Shima on solo. I had near-death experience. Literally, what you do in that boss fight, if you have near-death experience on solo, you stare at Takio. Or the Thrasher, if it is Takio, we don't know. You stare at him. You down eventually, you just wait, you get back up, shoot your Masamune, and you just wait. And then you beat the boss fight.
That's literally all you do.
Which is why Zetsubo's boss fight is like one of the worst.
That's
if not the worst
even a
ever.
boss fight. It's just killing Thrashers for 3 minutes.
You don't even have to kill them. You can just run around, and as long as you don't die, you don't have to kill anything.
Okay, funny Zetsubo story. Me and my friend, we had never done an Easter egg. We got on Zetsubo, we were playing. I was like, you know what, fuck it. I have anywhere over here. Let's do the Easter egg. So we got all the cogs, went down the boss fight. We both had an upgraded Masamune, and we both had Mule Kick. And I don't know if you know where this is going. Our Masamunes were in both of our Mule Kick slots, and we both went down. We got up.
That was kind of you guys' problem.
See, these things can be fixed if you have Mule Kick. Infinite Warfare did this. Just give a Mule Kick icon next to your weapon, or let you swap the third one out. Like just like rotate your weapon. Like this is your Mule Kick weapon. Like have that be set.
That's true. I wish there was a way to where, like, say if I buy, which I guess just don't buy Mule Kick before you do this, but like if I have two weapons and I'm trying to get the Wonder Weapon from the box, and I get the Wonder Weapon from the box and I don't have the third gun, then I have to pick up that weapon as my Mule Kick weapon. And I don't like that. I wish there was a way to choose. That way you can like order your weapons as well. Because like, say if I'm wanting to use, if the majority of my high round strat involves like using turned and then brain rot, and my wonder weapon, I don't want to where like I shoot the wonder weapon, then I have to press triangle twice to get to my turned weapon.
I also don't like Mule Kick because of that. I don't ever use Mule Kick.
I don't use Mule Kick unless I'm going high round on Rev. That's the only time I use Mule Kick.
You need it. Because you have Thunder Gun and Apothicon, and then you need a bullet gun. You need a wall weapon.
Mule Kick kind of just sucks. Maybe that's why Mule Kick isn't in this game.
I think if they're going to add it,
Mule
I
Kick
think
was
it'll be a field
implemented. Mule Kick was implemented the best
World War II.
in World War II, where it was a mod to where you just always had 3 weapons.
It's great. Or
I ran it all the time.
IW, you know.
IW did it better. If you had to have it as a perk, IW did it best.
And BO4, modifier slot, if you bought the perk back, you got the weapon back.
Why are you using Mule Kick in your modifier slot?
But I'm just saying, I think Mule Kick should work that way regardless of modifier.
Yeah.
I think in that game, the modifier should have been weapon swap speed, since you have 3 weapons, and it should have just always given you...
Look, now we have upgrades, though. So, like, there's no weapon...
Which perks will be added? So, who knows?
Ooh,
maybe Mule Kick gets added, and, like, its tier 3 is
maybe
you
Widows
keep your
gets
weapon.
Maybe
Winter's
Tombstone
Whale
gets added.
Who's
Maybe.
who?
Yes. Die Rise. Dude,
Listen.
Die Rise Remastered comes back. Who's Who gotta come back. Now, Who's Who...
upgrade path?
Who's Who needs to also be good.
Who's Who? With the upgrades, it could be great. You have the base of it be just Who's Who. It's trash, but then you upgrade it, and you can bring your loadout in tier 1. 2, you can bring your weapons, and then 3, you come in with the wonder weapon or something.
The idea of Who's Who was good, but it was implemented not the best. I mean, I guess you could say, well, just don't buy it. But then again, there's also the free perk drop, and who doesn't want free perks? But you're also risking it if you get the free perk drop, because then you might get Who's Who.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Die Rise is not a good map. We don't talk about Die Rise unless we're talking about Johnny J.
Or one day I was like, maybe I misremembered Die Rise, and I got on it, and I was like, it was the same thing I got with BO4. I'm like, I just don't want to play this.
All right. So we're kind of coming to our time limit.
Yeah.
So I say, final thoughts on Cold War.
I'm hopeful.
What do you think?
I'm optimistic. I have PTSD from BO4, so that's why I'm not. BO4, I got 2 wiped. That was my own fault. That was the whole community's own fault. Because you come off BO3 and you come off Zombies Chronicles, there was no better time to be a Zombies player. You come off the IW Super Easter egg, which everybody always wanted a Super Easter egg, and they did it so perfectly. And you're like, we can only go up from here, but we were wrong. We went down and we fell. But from what I've seen, we'll go back up. You know, I think it'll be good.
There you go. I do agree with Bri. I think going into this game, we should treat it as if we're in a relationship for a while with a significant other and they cheated on us. But then now they're coming back after like a year or 2 and saying how much they feel bad. They give us a genuine apology and they want to start things over, and you want to start things over. I feel like it's kind of the same thing. You go into it. You have every single right to be scared. and understand that this game has a very good chance of being horrible.
It will cheat on you again.
But at the same time, I feel like we have the right to be hopeful. I do think that this game is going to be good. I think at the very least, this game's at least going to be a 6 out of 10, to where it's going to be like, it's fun, but like at the very least, I think people's going to look back and be like, it's fun, but like, I'd rather play something else.
I'm hoping it's a BO3 level, not an IW level.
But if I'm being hopeful, I do think that this has a lot of potential. I do think it has a good opportunity to bring new Zombies players in, get the community hype. I think it has a good chance of keeping Zombies going and keeping the community hype. I'm not thinking it's going to be like BO3 level success, but I do think it is going to be successful, and it'll save Zombies, and we will get a Zombies game 2 years from now.
I think we can get back to BO3 levels. This just needs to lay down the foundation.
I think by every stretch of the imagination, if it gets, I think I already said that, but like if it gets like best case scenario, I think it's very possible that this could be the biggest Zombies game of all time, just because it's open to everybody.
Yeah,
but
there's no
I feel like
barriers.
I feel like we have to think a little realistic here. Not think worst case scenario, not think best. I think it's going to be a good Zombies mode. I think it's going to be a good Zombies mode, and it'll keep Zombies from dying.
You said it well. That is exactly my thoughts.
All right, guys. That's our episode for this week.
Griffin Station.
We don't really have an outro yet. We're kind of working on that, but see you guys next week.
Here's good.